Hello everybody, Herobine Mobs here, and welcome to, in my opinion, the top 10 best final bosses in video games. Obviously, if it wasn't in video games, where else would final bosses be? Anyway, so I just want to jump right into it, but first here are a few rules. It has to be the final boss to character fights in like the entire story, like the final boss in the entire game. No like very character specific final bosses. There'll also be no DLC or limited time event final bosses. And I mean, obviously only games I've played, and also huge spoilers ahead. I mean, it's a final boss video, obviously there will be spoilers, because I mean that's just the nature of how these things go. So anyway, let's get right into the list. Number 10. Remember Bendy and the Ink Machine? Yeah, Chapter 5 was a little too hyped. I like Bendy, I just can't do puzzles because my brain is too small. But hey, Beast Bendy, right? Now, Beast Bendy is nothing special. Pull a couple levers and kill him. Very easy, very basic. Why is he on the list? Simple. How it works in the story is amazing. You walk into Bendy's throne room and see the walls all lined with Bendy cartoons as you are tasked to show Bendy the end. You kill Bendy by finally playing the videotape that says the end, which just destroys him. And, well, that's really it. Nothing else to say about it, though, which is why it's only number 10. Number 9. Obviously, Bowser had to be somewhere on this list. So what game do I choose from? Mario Galaxy? Mario Odyssey? Maybe Mario 64? Well, the answer is really weird. Bowser from Super Mario Sluggers. Yes, Bowser from a Mario baseball game. Now, I know everyone is basically saying I'm an idiot and I've lost all credibility at this point, but still, hear me out. Bowser is a very difficult character to face against. He constantly spams his special moves, and he has basically one of the hardest AIs in the entire game. Take the hardest batter in the game and make him on the hardest difficulty. Even on easy mode, he's pretty difficult. The worst part is, you have to fight him twice in order to actually beat the game. Number 8. So, this game pick is really weird and obscure, but at the same time, most of the picks in my list, so just shut up. Robot Spongebob from SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. After collecting 75 golden spatulas, you can enter the Chum Bucket's laboratory, which houses Robot Spongebob and Robot Plankton. The first phase involves you dodging all the attacks thrown at you by both the robots, and you use the cruise bubble to hit the glowing green target from Robot SpongeBob. Sounds simple, right? Well, phase 2 happens. You have to go around inside Robot SpongeBob, destroying all the electricity connectors to Robot SpongeBob's brain. The difficult part is that you get no checkpoints and no health in this part. If you fall off or lose all your underwear, you have to start phase 2 all over again. But besides that, it's not that hard. It is an okay final boss. Originally, there was an entire third phase developed for the boss where you played as Patrick and threw rubble at Robot SpongeBob's muscle arms. However, this was cut probably due to time restraints. Overall, besides being a children's game, Robot SpongeBob is a great final boss, and Battle for Bikini Bottom is a great game. The rehydrated version is out now, and it is a really good remaster. Number 7. Punch-Out is a series that deserves more attention. The Wii version is the best one in my opinion. It has some great bosses. Punch-Out is basically a boss rush within itself, so what is the final boss overall? Mr. Sandman. More specifically, his title defense fight. Now you may say I should include Donkey Kong on this list, as he is technically the final fight. However, I said final boss of story mode. Donkey Kong only appears in the game's gauntlet mode. Anyway, Mr. Sandman is not an easy fight. His blinking uppercuts can take away half of your health bar within only 3 hits. He does a lot of damage. Secondly, you need to knock him out fast. Unless you dodge every single one of his hits, he will win by decision. Finally, he is not easy. I mentioned this already, but I think the fact that I have to mention how hard he is twice should put you into perspective of how hard he is to defeat. However, it is so rewarding. I mean, I've been playing Punch-Out Wii for almost 8 years now, and when I finally beat him, I was so happy. Anyway, Mr. Sandman is a great boss, and a really intimidating one too. Number 6. Five Nights at Freddy's is an amazing game series. Why am I mentioning it here when FNaF has no bosses? Well, FNaF World wants to talk to you. The final boss of FNaF World is Scott Cawthon. Yes, that's right, the final boss of FNaF World is the game's creator himself. First off, you can only fight him if you fight on hard mode. FNaF World is a hard game, even on normal mode, so having to play on an even harder difficulty just to see the game's true ending is kind of already annoying. Animdude, as his mascot is called, is not an easy boss. Like most other bosses on this list, he can use moves which can automatically one-shot your entire team. But also, you can't see his health bar, so you just gotta keep attacking until either he dies or both your teams die. Also, when you beat him, he gives only 1 experience point and 1 fast token. Scott is a cool final boss, but Update 2 added an even harder boss to beat. So why am I still talking about Scott then and not the Update 2 final boss? Well, Update 2 is technically DLC, and the list rules say no DLC final bosses, so Animdude stays at number 6. Number 5. Deltarune Chapter 1 was an interesting game. It all started as the creator of Undertale, Toby Fox, started posting cryptic messages on his Twitter and asked people to download this survey, and when loading it up, it turns out to be an entirely new game. King, that's his actual name, is the final boss from Deltarune Chapter 1. He has some really fast and hard-hitting attacks. I really don't know what else to say other than fight him yourself. He's a great final boss. Though he isn't my favorite, that would definitely go to Jevil. When I do a list on bosses overall in the future, Jevil will definitely be on there. But he's still, King is still a pretty good final boss. So that's why he's number 5. Number 4. Cuphead, much like Punch-Out, is a boss rush. Just look at Cuphead. How could he deal with the devil? Well, he did, and you have to play one of the hardest games ever created. So the devil, geez, first the king and now the devil. People are really not creative with names. Anyway, the devil from Cuphead is a doozy. His first phase is just him sitting in one place. He then jumps down a hole to where you fight his third phase. Once you've done enough damage, he starts to cry, in which your options to move are severely limited. Once you defeat him, Cuphead and Mugman are heroes, roll credits. There's actually a bad ending, where you give the devil all of the soul contracts in which you become his minions. Once again, not my favorite boss, but I really don't have one because Cuphead makes me hate every single piece of code going into these bosses. Number 3. Super Smash Bros. Brawl is way too overhated. While yes, it's not a really good game to play competitively, it has one of the best story modes in any Smash Bros. Game. Fight Me World of Light. One reason besides the amazing cutscenes was the final boss. Tabuu is the true final boss of the Subspace Emissary, Brawl story mode, and is no joke. In one of his earlier cutscenes, he two-shots Master Hand, the series' main antagonist, but also turns every single character into a trophy. Every single one. So Tabuu is already no joke. But what makes it better? No, not the Great Maze. We should never mention the Great Maze. The Great Maze sucks. But how about Sonic the Hedgehog bursting in and saving the day? You may not think it's that important, but seriously, back then, every single person won Sonic in Smash Bros., especially after that god-awful EGM hoax. Anyway, Tabuu is an amazing final boss. He takes a whole hell of a lot of damage and can almost instantly kill you with this butterfly move. He can teleport, making him hard to hit, and does a lot of damage too. Defeating him is not easy, but is so rewarding. Overall, he's definitely one of the most epic final bosses out of any of the games mentioned so far. Number 2. Take back what I said about Tabuu. Mortal Kombat has always had epic bosses, from Shao Kahn all the way up to Kronika. However, how do you take the powerful but unintimidating sorcerer Shinnok and make him, well, intimidating? Meet Corrupted Shinnok. Corrupted Shinnok is very intimidating, and he matches that with having some of the most broken moves in the entire game. He can combo you and take away all your health in only 5 moves, or maybe even less. He's absolutely powerful, taking the fact that he drained Earthrealm's life force, and he is the scariest final boss on Fear Factor alone. Number 1. So Undertale. Pretty good game, right? I mean, I put over 80 plus hours across both the Nintendo Switch and PC, so obviously I like it a little bit. But with 3 final bosses based on the run you choose, which one to pick? While Azrael Dreamer's fight is emotional, most of it is really boring. Plus, I may sound biased as he's my husbando. Sans, I've never beaten Sans because I'm not a masochist. What does that leave us with? Alright, number 1 is ASGORE. ASGORE is a nice fight and is definitely the best. At the end, you can either choose to kill or spare him, and... Wait. No, what's happening? Come Reload it, reload. What is going on here? For real though, number 1 is Photoshop Flowey, or as the fandom likes to call him, Omega Flowey. Basically, after you spare or kill ASGORE, it doesn't matter which, Flowey will appear, destroying ASGORE's soul and absorbing all the human souls, crashing your game. When you reload, the intro is different and your save file reads, Flowey Sale. Loading the save will bring you to a black void in which Flowey destroys your save file and taunts you. You challenge him and this is what you fight. Omega Flowey is divided into 7 phases. The first 6 are just you surviving and doing barely any damage to Flowey, while the final one involves you destroying him along with all the rebelling souls. During the fight, which is the only one with color by the way, he'll throw lasers at you, nukes with his face on them, bullet shooting finger guns, and will reset the fight to an earlier point just to diminish some of your health. Oh, and every time you die, Flowey laughs at you and crashes your game. So expect your friends to be getting a lot of notifications on what you're playing. After 30 or so seconds, Flowey alerts you to what soul will fight you next, in which you grab the act button to turning everything into a healing item. After doing this to every single soul, you do a lot more damage to Flowey, and healing items fall from the sky. The music also changed from the song Your Best Nightmare to the song Finale. Once you defeat Omega Flowey, he screams in defeat before resetting back to before the fight even began and constantly kills you, saving and loading his save file over and over again until the souls save you and Flowey's file gets corrupted, finally defeating Omega Flowey. After the fight, you see a wilted regular Flowey in which you can spare or kill him. If you choose to kill him, he says that you're just like him after all and dies. If you spare him, however, he keeps telling you to kill him before saying that he doesn't understand why you're sparing him, before running off into the dark. Now, if you've never heard of Undertale before and are taking it all in as a what were the developers smoking kind of moment, Undertale is a weird game, okay? Basically, Flowey is the reincarnation of the king's son Asriel. When he died, he was brought back as a flower and became Flowey. However, he didn't have a soul, so he couldn't feel compassion or emotion. That's why he couldn't understand. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Bye-bye. I don't know how to end this video. Number 8. Robot Spongebob from Robot 8. Number 4. Jesus Christ! Calm the f down! Nope. Stop it. Calm. Calm down. Jesus fuck. Ow, my knee. Frick, hurt my knee. Jesus fucking Christ. I look mental. Don't I, baby? Okay, I'll get the light out your eye. Okay, for real though. Okay, I'm just not gonna screw. No, stop. How the f do I stop?